Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? What's up, what's up, what's up? We have an interesting green candle out there today. And it's a little bit weird. Yeah, because I've been looking at it and I've been like, we have the same problem today that we had yesterday and the day before, which is long-term holders are still selling, right? We have the noobs that are selling as well. You know, obviously they're selling because they think we're in a bear market. But the long-term holders are selling as well, which I keep saying, it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't, like, why the hell will they sell at a local bottom? You know, they have like they have millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. They have like 1,000 Bitcoin and they want to sell like right now, like after was just over 120K. And they want to sell right now at a local bottom. It's kind of strange. I don't know, but things are pumping. We have a green candle. Just from that regard, there's no reason why we should be pumping, except for the fact that maybe the market makers want to push things up to 98K just to liquidate everybody, liquidate those shorts. That could be one of the reasons. Another reason is there is a lot of ETFs that are launching and sending money into the crypto space. You know, a few of them are making records as well. So it's there's record volume and it's what's up, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, it could be just that. It could be that like I had long since been saying that the 4-year cycle zombies are going to be selling at the slightest green candle and they're going to create resistance on the rally that's going to happen. Well, this should have been happening right now, but since we had the government shutdown, sucking liquidity out of the markets, we had Jerome Powell retracting the idea that we're going to have an interest rate cut in December. So that was in October. And, you know, he removed the certainty that the market had. You know, the market loves certainty. So we had to make a retracement on that. So we just went red and went below the 50-week moving average. And then for some bizarre reason, long-term holders start selling. Like, I get it from the noobs, but I don't know. But either way, it is what it is. We got a green candle. I mean, I'm bullish in the long term, or even in the near term too, but I just was bearish on this week. I still feel kind of bearish on this week, so we could be in a bull trap. What's going on? You know, it could be in a bull trap. It could be that, you know, the bulls are like, okay, the bull market is back. Let's get in before, you know, we lose our position. You know, let's get in, let's buy. And then poof, it goes right back down again. So that's a bull trap. But this overall, these 5 weeks worth of candles right here, this is overall a giant bear trap. Because it's convincing a lot of the noobs that we are descending into a crypto winter when, yeah, I mean, I was planning to make a video specifically talking about all that. But yeah, these guys, I have no idea why the hell they're selling. But we're all green. We're green. It's like an everything pump right now. We're totally green. Good old Pippin. Pippin was pumped for the last like 3 or 4 days. We've been taking profits. Been swinging that thing. So yeah, we've yeah. Somebody in my group said that's his favorite swinger or something like that. Yeah, Pippin goes up and down wildly. Yeah, Pippin is well, yeah, everything is pumping. Pippin is one of those anomalies. It has an insane amount of centralized exchanges, right? So 40, some pretty good ones. But their X page is dead. So as far as I know, let's check it out. Let's give it a look. Yeah, August. But it's pumping like mad. Keeps pumping. It's 64. You know, some of these coins are down hard, even though they are active. Like a good one. This is a good one. Buttcoin, right? The next Bitcoin with a ticker symbol Buttcoin. This is a good one. But look at the market cap. It's 507K. This is it's stark. I mean, I don't know. This is like, you can't get more contrast than this. Like the huge disparity, and they pump out good content all the time. Look at this extreme fear with these green candles. Oh my god, this is Bitcoin. This is a good project. I would recommend it. You guys want to get in? Not financial advice, of course. Never financial advice. Punch you in the freaking balls if you think it's financial advice, right? But yeah, you see the contrast. What I'm talking about. You have something like, well, Bitcoin, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. It only has 4 centralized exchanges. Content is pretty damn good. They're still active, right? On the flip side, Pippin has 40 centralized exchanges, and their content, they just went completely dead in August. But they got 40 centralized exchanges, and so that means they have a $65 million market cap. You see the contrast. Bitcoin still active, still making good content. Only 4 centralized exchanges, and the market cap is only 500K. It's like, you know, maybe that, you know, that goes to show you that DEXs are not picking up the slack for centralized exchanges yet. Because the whole theory is that we no longer need a centralized exchanges because people are more easily using the DEXs, you know, like Coinbase is integrated in every single token on Base, and you know, OKX did the same thing for the base tokens as well. So, but no, it's rather interesting. Anyways, I went off on a tangent. I was talking about all this other stuff with these guys selling like mad. Yeah, he shorted pimping. Yeah, I don't know. I think the damn thing keeps pumping. Well, yeah, it's wild, right? It's just up and down, up and down. Yeah. No, I don't do shorts. Maybe I should. I just like try to stay away from leverage. Maybe I'll just stay away from the longs, but I think in theory, I mean, I think doing shorts could work out and you make a lot of money off of it, but I just stay away from it from just because like Kraken is my main centralized exchange, like my main exchange that I use, and you can't trade on leverage with Kraken. I think you have to like yeah, there's just some certification you have to get to trade on leverage with Kraken. Something strange. Yeah, but most of the central. What do you guys use? You guys shorting? Let me know. What exchange you use for shorts? You know, for shorting and leverage. I mean, in general, shorts, longs, whatever. But Pippin is Pengu is down hard too. Pengu. Hold on, let me pop open that tab again. Pengu is down? Is that what you're saying? Everything is up right now. I don't think Pengu's up. I think I might have even taken profits on, like, yeah, I've been like, everything is on a pump. There's been so many today that yeah, it's not down. Yeah, like everything is up. Everything is up right now. Yeah, I've been swing trading. I've been selling a lot of tokens today, right? But I've been like a little fearful to sell more than 10%. Because let's say I sell like 40%, 30% of a token, and and it's only pumped. Let's say it's only on a 10% pump, right? What if market makers? I'm thinking like this. What if market makers push Bitcoin up to 98K to liquidate everybody? That means everything else is going to pump like crazy. So any particular coin that I sold today, like say I sold 10% of my bag on a 10% pump, then what if it just goes up like what if it just goes up like 200% tomorrow? So then I have more tokens in my bag to sell, and my average would be higher if I sell up higher. So I'm scared that things are going to just go up further tomorrow. Because if I sell like, let's say 40% of my bag today, and then it shoots up another 100% or 200% tomorrow, then like I've sold a significant chunk of my bag, and my average would be so much lower than the price when it's all the way up there. So, yeah, so I'm a little scared. This is crypto though. Thoughts on XRP? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of XRP just because the market cap is too high. You can't get many X's out of it. You might as well just, buy Bitcoin if that's the case. If you want something safe. I was like anything in the top 10 or top 20 is more like a safer play, but you just get less multipliers off of it. So, and then you have the problem with the tokenomics with XRP. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, let it rip, let it pump. We got all these ETFs. This is funny, yeah. Extreme. This is FTX collapse, and then now, but yeah, all these ETFs that have been launching, a lot of XRP ETFs, right? Let it come in. Anybody in XRP, yeah, let them make their money. Because anything that's going to pump crypto in general is good for all of us, right? We got just today or so, and we got Grayscale Dogecoin XRP Trust, Franklin XRP ETF, another Dogecoin ETF. I guess the next couple of days or so, we got December 2nd, one for Chainlink. But yeah, let it come in. Let all that money come in. But yeah, interesting stuff. But why the hell we got a Greek candle? So I'm really scared. Like, yeah, is it gonna go up? Are they gonna push up Bitcoin up to 98K, and then 98K is gonna be resistance? And then what's gonna happen? We're gonna go back down. Because so many people out there believe that we're descending into the bear market. So what's that? How much JYAI do I have? Not that much. A few $100 worth. I have what's the market cap at it right now? I have rotated profits from other tokens into JYAI, but JYAI is so far 1.5. Holy crap! It's so far down right now that I might have rotated profits into JYAI when it was like 5 million. So, I guess when it gets to 5 million again, I guess I might have like a couple $1,000s worth of Dirty Turtle. But yeah, down. Everything is down, right? Oh, that's a BitUnix. BitUnix. I mean, I don't know. Can that be used in the US? I know we can't use Mexi. Like I've tried Mexi. They want you to KYC. And I'd rather not do it. Because I think you can do it on XT&L Bank, right? I use XT&L Bank when I need to, but I wouldn't want to do that on an exchange where I have to VPN into. How much KASPA did I swap today? Oh, yeah, that was just on my Kraken bag. That was just like I think it was like 2,000 KASPA. Yeah, it wasn't much. Like $70 worth or something. Yeah, because like on my Kraken bag of KASPA, I have 20,000 KASPA. More or less, yeah. So yeah, I'm not selling. Yeah, that's just a swing trade on Kraken. I saw. Yeah. Speaking of, let's go to KASPA. Yeah, KASPA is like on a good pump. Yeah. Yeah, I think whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna swing. I've never swing traded. I've had this weird thing where like I'm like, why do I never swing trade my biggest bags, right? I never swing trade like KASPA, Toncoin, Turbo, my biggest meme coin. But yeah, I figured let me start swing trading. Look at KASPA on a nice pump. Yeah, and we'll see what I can make of it. See if I can turn that 20,000 KASPA into like 40,000 or 60,000, whatever. We'll see. Just from swing trading it. Why not? Thoughts on all coins after the Clarity Act because some won't pass blockchain maturity. Yeah, I've heard people talk about that, but I don't really know that in detail. That it might be a concern. I doubt it's going to be too big of a concern, and it can't be that disruptive of the entire crypto space. Yeah, I don't know in details what could happen, but I'm not. Yeah, nothing wrong with JOAI. Yeah, nothing wrong with Jared Turtle at all. Why not? I mean, yeah, it's a good play. I think it's good long-term play. We'll see what happens if we get an end-of-year rally. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens to see how far it can go. I'm sure that we're so far at the bottom right now that everything is just going to pump. We've got an end-of-year rally, but things like this, these guys right here, if the OG long-term holders of Bitcoin keep selling like millions and hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, the things are going to keep down. I mean, we could go down further. And there's no, if there's that much selling, if all the noobs are out of the market, right, because they believe we're descending into the crypto winter, if the noobs are out, and the OGs are selling as well. I mean, what's to stop these red candles? It's I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I'm bearish on this week. I'm fearful of a bull trap this week because typically I'm more bullish than most people, right? Because during the whole tariff season, that whole disaster, everything went down, and people were calling for like a 60K Bitcoin. And I was like, no, that's crazy. I was betting on 75. So I swing traded Bitcoin back then. I sold it at 95. And I was betting on the idea that's going to go down to 75. And after a few months, it did. But if I had held and just waited for 60K, I would have been out of luck. So at 75, I bought back in. But this time around, I'm a little bit more bearish than that because I think that just based on these factors that so many people believe we're in a bear market. I had previously believed that they were going to create resistance on green candles in this end of year rally. But the end of year rally didn't really happen in November because basically two things. Jerome Powell removed certainty, all right, about the rate cut in December. So on August 28th or whenever it was, he said, it's what was it? It's not assured that we're going to get rate cut or something like that. So he completely removed certainty that we had for many months because we had always known we're going to get 3 rate cuts. So he removed that. So the market had to correct itself. So we went, negative because of that. And we had the government shutdown, sucking liquidity out of the market. So then it was like, okay, it's not going to be a good November. And so then we had the nail in the coffin where we passed below the 50-week moving average. And then I was like, okay, we're in a bear market. It's going to be like this way for the next 12 months or whatever. And then now other people are selling. So those people are not creating resistance on green candles, selling at the slightest green candles like I thought, but they're actually making those red candles worse. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. So, I mean, that's why I'm more bearish than usual, but I'm bearish this week. But I think that, I think we're getting a lot of inflows of money from ETFs. The government has reopened. QT is ending in next week. And then now we have the odds of, what is it? we have our odds of an interest rate cut back up to, oh my God, to 81%. I was going to say, I thought it was like 63 or something right now. 81%. Okay. That helps. I mean, that helps. That I had no idea that it was that high. I thought it was like 63. So it looks like it got better today. So that could be a reason. That could be a reason for this green candle right here. Even though these OGs are selling and a lot of the noobs think we're in a bear market and they're creating this suppression on the market, yeah, then we're correcting back to where we should have been, if that's the case. Jerome Powell removed that certainty of a rate cut. Now the market is becoming certain we're going to get a rate cut. So that's probably what it is. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's good news. In 27, what happened to that? Picoin in 25? I don't even remember that. I don't remember that, no. Oh, realistic price projection of KASPA in 2030. Well, for me, I'm under the belief that this cycle top is in 2027. So 2030 might be just an anomaly. I mean, it might be in between cycles, right? Because a lot of people are realizing that it was just a coincidence that the cycles seem to mirror the halving. I was going into this. So I've talked about this before, right? There's always a money supply top, like over a year prior to the Bitcoin top, which is, a burst of liquidity in QE. There's always, low interest rates or a rapid decrease of interest rates. There's just liquidity entering into the market and flooding into the markets. And, yeah, I mean, but I was experimenting with this indicator here. So this is the ISM PMI indicator. And yeah, I've seen people talk about this as well. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. So ISM is just like it's a basket of indexes to measure, what is it? Production, manufacturing, like production, employment, supply, inventories, grouped together, and basically it just measures the business cycle of the entire market. And it's always like, let me just do it like this. Zoom. Where are we? This is 2013. So yeah, so yeah, it's just too low over here. Here's a 2011 top, right? So I keep saying the first cycle in Bitcoin was 2.5 years, topping in June of 2011. I guess you got to do it like this in order to make it look significant. It was significant. Bitcoin had pumped the most in the 2011 top. Nobody talks about it. Well, you get the 4-year cycle. Zombies are saying, "Oh, we're always in a 4-year cycle." It's always 4 years, right? Hold on, let's just for the hell of it. Yeah, look at that. It's like 52,000% from September 2010. Let's not do that. Let's do. This is the first cycle top. You never hear anybody talk about it, right? So it was in June. So let's go back. Usually, like 2013, 2017, we have October. The bulls start running. We're flying in November, and then we top in December. So let's say 3 months. So let's just go back to, I don't know. Let's go back to here. So yeah, 356%. If you go back 3 months, if you go back to down here, it's wild. Like 6 months beforehand. Yeah, 1,000%, 1,500%. But anyways, my point is this ISM. This is the business cycle. Hold on. It sort of just matches like up. So this is 2011, 2013, 2017, and then 2021, right? See? Zoom. See? 2017. And then boom, 2021. It matches up. But now we've just been going sideways because we haven't had that burst of liquidity. So I can imagine what this Bitcoin chart is going to look like soon enough. Anyways, it's just interesting stuff. He said, I'm currently holding my current and just keep buying more. Yeah, I mean, that's it. You can keep buying more. Yeah, I mean, with Bitcoin, let's say, for example, Bitcoin will probably. It's hard to say what's going to happen with Bitcoin. You know, I hear a lot of people saying like the institutions, you know, like Kathy Wood and so on, Tom Lee, people like that. They're saying like going to go like a $1 million Bitcoin 2027. Well, who knows if that's going to happen? But you know, if we do get an end of year rally, that might start like December 10th when we get that interest rate cut. Then, yeah, I mean, maybe Bitcoin could go to 200K. For me, I don't stack more Bitcoin. I mean, for the most part, I sell my Bitcoin for other alts. Which in hindsight, I mean, I did that with KASPA, and then KASPA just went down. So I could have made a better bang for my buck if I held that, just waited like 2 years and bought KASPA like right now, because I would have had like quadruple the amount of Bitcoin to buy KASPA with. But anyways, but where Bitcoin is going to go, how many multipliers from this on out, from here on out, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, if it does really get to like $1 million in 2027, we're looking at another 10x. But it's hard to say if that's really going to happen. Yeah, I got some ZBCN. Yeah, I think it's a good play. I don't think it's anything special, but I think it's going to have some good multipliers. I guess what is it? Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, I don't know if you can give price predictions. You can have targets. I think in 2027, if we do get this phenomenal grand cycle top, then yeah, I mean, KASPA could be, in terms of market cap, it could be in the hundreds of billions, you know. It could easily be like 100x from where it is right now. So you're talking $5 easy, you know, maybe 10. It's I don't have much hope for KASPA in the short term. Like if we do get an end of year rally, you know, next month, I don't even think KASPA can get to 20 cents, to be honest. But we'll see what happens with it. And we'll see. You have to be realistic and just understand that KASPA is for the long game, right? It's for, you know, for the future. And so, you know, this thing, I keep thinking about it. So let's say Bitcoin goes to $1 million by 2030. You know, then when will it make it to 2 million? Then when will it make to 5 million? It probably, over time, the multipliers are going to become less and less per cycle. And if we stop multiplying by a factor of 2, if the value of Bitcoin starts multiplying by 2, so if it doesn't do a 2x per cycle, then the actual cost factor is going to come into question to mine it. If it's no longer profitable to mine Bitcoin, then the whole thing is just going to collapse. You know, then it's going to like, okay, Bitcoin is just going to, it will be a huge market crash. It will be worse than FTX and COVID and everything combined. If that happens, if if we suddenly realize that Bitcoin is no longer feasible, oh God. But then, you know, after we go way down, the whole entire crypto market cap goes down, something is going to go up and take its place. And I really, to be honest, I can't think of anything more realistic to take its place than KASPA. I just can't. Like, what the hell else could take its place? Like Dogecoin, you know? I mean, Dogecoin is, yeah, it still has the same inefficiency. It's a fork of Bitcoin, so it doesn't even make a difference. Like, what the hell? I mean, Litecoin is a little bit faster. I saw my, what was it, just yesterday, I was talking about how a lot of people were saying that Bitcoin maxis are going to be switching over to Zcash. I was like, that's laughable. There's no way that's going to happen. But to be honest, like I can only think of 3 other proof of work chains that could replace Bitcoin. The first one, of course, is Litecoin, just because it's an OG Dino token. Everybody knows about it. But it's too slow. You know, it's just too slow. The second one that comes to mind is Digibyte. And I was like a Digibyte maxi back in the 2017 cycle. And, you know, it's just much faster than Litecoin, of course. So that's the next thing to come to mind. Nobody's ever heard of it now. I mean, I don't know if, I mean, I know about it because I was into it a couple cycles ago, but is anybody, I don't ever hear Digibyte being talked about at all right now. And it's still out there. It actually, in 2021, it beat its previous all-time high, which is unusual. Most coins don't beat their previous all-time high from their first bull run and their second bull run. So that means it's still got some quality, Digibyte. But yeah, other than that, like, what the hell else is there besides those 3? And then, of course, KASPA. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. I mean, more than likely, 20 years from now, Bitcoin is not going to be around just because of that scalability problem. Yeah. I'm just until it gets to 1 cent or oh, you're going to DCA into KASPA all the way down till it gets to 1 cent? It's not going to go down to 1 cent. I would doubt that. Not even with another flash crash. Yeah, and it's pumping right now too, right? up to 4.5 cents now. So what else we got going on over here? Oh yeah. Crypto exchanges hearing about $2,000 stimulus checks. Yeah. This was another interesting thing that happened. So Cardano disrupted by poisoned transaction attack. So I thought that was just funny, right? So it's apparently, so Cardano's blockchain split into 2 ledgers on Friday after a malformed transaction triggered a validation flaw. A user on X claiming responsibility said that he was trying to reproduce the transaction and acted negligently. So how the hell do you do something so bad on you know, on the mainnet, on the production blockchain for Cardano, and then you split them apart. Yeah, no user funds were lost during the incident. I just thought it was kind of funny. So the price of Cardano was down on Friday after the blockchain suffered an unexpected split, which was caused by a malformed delegation transaction that triggered this software flaw. That created problems for Cardano users and prompted a public apology from the user who claimed he caused it. Like, yeah, it's nuts. I don't know, that's kind of funny. How the hell something like that happen? Oh, this thing I found, I thought, I just realized that this was actually from May. This is not new. I was just browsing. I was browsing the news section and so on. I was just looking at stuff and I just happened to come across this. Yeah, I don't know, because this reminds me, just like a couple of live streams ago, I was claiming that, well, I'm not me claiming. I mean, I was going over the emails that were between like Jeffrey Epstein and people at MIT and stuff like that, and it turns out that like Epstein was one of the originating contributors, or not contributor, one of the originating funders to the Bitcoin core development. So he was like, I've been calling it, especially in my group, I've been calling the Epstein coin. So Bitcoin is Epstein coin. And I was like, so that's the one, that's the talking point that, you know, Caspians have in order to get Bitcoin maxis away from Bitcoin and over to KASPA. You know, if it was funded, it was initially funded by the world's most prolific sex trafficker and so on. So, interestingly, in a video I did about that, somebody made a comment saying that like now we have something to say against Bitcoin, whereas Bitcoin maxis were saying that KASPA is a baby killer coin or whatever, something like that. So, but this is the fallacy that with the way they're portraying KASPA, right? So this is on Forbes. KASPA, the Israeli answer to scaling Bitcoin. So I mean, why? I mean, KASPA was developed and funded in the United States, right? There were venture capitalists that funded the project. They were from California, right? The argument to initially, when KASPA wasn't initially on the Made in America coin, was that development is done in the United States. So developers are developing on the KASPA blockchain and doing whatever it is they need to do. They could be working anywhere around the world, but they have to log into a computer and do their development that's in California. So, and then KASPA got listed on the Made in America list for, the Made in America list that's on CoinMarketCap and so on. So, that was the argument, that it's just because some of the core developers are Israeli, it doesn't mean that KASPA isn't a real Israeli blockchain. It's from the United States. It's like saying, Elon Musk was born in South Africa, so therefore Tesla is a South African car company. It's not. SpaceX is a South African company. It doesn't make any sense. So it's just not. It's registered in the United States. It's everything is worked on in the United States. If Elon Musk has a top engineer that's from India, Tesla is not an Indian company. It's American. So I think this is the fallacy that has been attached to KASPA. I wouldn't actually put it this way. I don't know. This is just a rant, and I guess it, I don't know. It just makes me boil a little, my blood boil a little bit, but what was that about? Yeah, me ranting makes my throat dry. But yeah. Anyway, I was looking through that. I was like, what in the hell? And I just found it. But then I just realized before starting the stream that this was from back in May. So this is not like new news. Oh yeah, you guys. Hit that like button. Speaking of being friendly, did you know that the most friendliest thing that you can do today is to give that like button a pound? Seriously, I'm looking for some new friends, and if you want to be my friend, just hit that like button. I'm like the friendliest guy on the planet. Trust me. And by the way, if you don't like this video, give me a thumbs down so I can track you down and beat you senseless. Hit that like button. How many likes we got? We only got, what do we got, 8? We have 21 people currently watching. Come on, man. You didn't like that? You didn't like that rant? Just hit that like button. What you guys doing? Yeah, more rants. Yeah. 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 I don't know. I wasn't feeling it when I read that article. But yeah, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Well, let's hold on. Just checking some stuff here. Yeah, man. Um, oh, this is kind of funny. Now, um, yeah, I was planning to make a video about all this liquidity stuff, and I was gonna mention how this guy sort of like sent me off on a path. Um, so Colin talks crypto. He has a big following. What does he have? Yeah, 88,000 followers. He was doing this thing where he was matching liquidity, like global liquidity, global M2, to Bitcoin's pumps and price action. And because the money supplies of central banks around the world are been pumping it into QE, he was saying this thing like he was matching it up, and it was like Bitcoin was supposed to be pumping like hard, like blast off like May 1st, so to speak. I was just saying blast off. And it was going to go to like 150K or something like that, and back in May and things like that. And it didn't happen. But I was already in a questioning phase back. So this was like, when he was predicting this, I guess it was like March or April or something. And I was on a questioning phase about Bitcoin because there were so many things that didn't make any sense. Like the halving, how could the halving cause, the cycle top? So like, it doesn't make any sense. Like mathematically, the halving can't cause that, right? If, you're only having the amount of new tokens, the amount of new Bitcoins that get mined and come into existence. So only cutting that in half. You're not cutting in half the entire supply. You're not going from 21 million Bitcoin to 10.5 million Bitcoin. And, and then it's like, and then how would you explain when Bitcoin pumps from $200 at the bottom of the bear market in 2015 to $20,000 at the top in 2017. So that's 100x. So you're not cutting those 21 million Bitcoins down by 100th and saying, okay, from now on, there's only, what is it? So 2010, 210,000. So 210,000 Bitcoins. You're not cutting the supply in half. So it couldn't cause that type of scarcity. I was just, mathematically, it didn't make any sense. And I was just looking up for other causes for the cycle tops. And he was onto something when it comes to global M2. But I mean, in the long run, I came to look at it as dollar cycles. It's not the central banks around the world. I mean, they'll help with the pumps. And like, I'm sure that all of this right here, this is from QE, right? Going into, hold on, this is, so yeah, all of this, even the top, so 126K, right? With Bitcoin, even getting up to that. I mean, I'm sure that the banks, QE from around the world helped. I mean, it sure must have, right? It must have helped with risk on assets, at least a little bit. But, realistically, it's really just a dollar cycle. Obviously, the dollar is the world reserve currency and so on. But anyways, this is kind of funny. So Tom Lee, he's like the Michael Saylor of Ethereum, right? He says, we don't believe prices have peaked for this cycle, right? Because like I keep saying 2027, so he seems to be in sec. He says a cycle top is likely 12 months to 36 months away. Do you agree with him? So he's like 36 months away, laughing out loud. That's basically would be another cycle. But yeah, I mean, I think that based on everything that I've looked into, I've shown the charts before. I used to always go to Fred. This is a site I used to go to a lot on this site. Yeah, I don't think that the cycle top can be before the end of 2027, realistically. The way I see it. Like, how could it be? How could it be? We had the sudden drop of interest rates in 2020. And then we had a cycle top in 2021. We had massive bursts of QE in 2020. We had the money supply top in 2020. We had the cycle top in 2021. We had the stimulus checks in 2020. It's like all of that. So we're going to get all of that in 2026. So if we get a money supply top in 2026 next year, if we get stimulus checks from the tariffs next year, if we get a sudden drop of interest rates, right, because Powell's going to be replaced with Trump's pick, if we get that happening next year, all that's going to happen next year, the same way it happened in 2020, then when is the cycle top? It can't be in 2026. It can't be next year. It's not going to happen like immediately. It's not going to happen right away. It never does, right? And I've examined every single cycle. There's always a huge burst of liquidity a year to a year and a half before the cycle top. So that means our cycle top, our gigantic, enormous, humongous cycle top that's going to go parabolic to, explode and get us all our Lambos. That's going to happen in 2027. So it's not going to do it to everybody, because you got a lot of zombies right now that believe we're in a bear market, and they're just not going to, they're not going to buy the bottom at all. They're not going to buy the bottom. They just think they're good. They're going to leave crypto and they're going to let it ride for the next, like 15 months or so. And they're going to come back in. And when they see things pumping, they're going to be really surprised. And they're like, oops. Like, whoops. And then their relatives on Thanksgiving and their Thanksgiving dinner, and be like, "Hey, how is crypto doing? Are you rich yet?" They're gonna be like this. Not everybody can be rich. Only the most intelligent people can, I think. The zombies can't be rich. Yeah, let's get back. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get KASPA back to all-time highs. Yeah. I hope it gets an all-time high. If we have an end of the year rally, I hope it gets to 20 cents. I don't think it can get too much higher than 20 cents. But you never know. So it's 4.5 cents. What you need is like a little bit more than a 4x. Can you do a 4x in a month? Yeah, I guess so. A lot of coins do that. Do a 4x in a month. It happens quite often. It happens quite often. Even in a market cap that's 1.2 billion, can it do a 4x in a month in a good rally? Yeah, totally realistic. I don't know, but I don't think KASPA is that good in the short term. In the long term, yes, but yeah, sure. You can do a 4x. Or 5x. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So yeah, that would be another cycle. It's interesting how this guy, Colin Talks Crypto, how he was so focused on global liquidity causing the cycles, causing Bitcoin's price to pump. But he's surprised to think. He's surprised at the idea that it might be that far away. I don't know. It's really, he did put in a lot of research, but I think he just didn't research everything. I don't know. Just looking at the ISM PMI, the manufacturing PMI, there's other things to look at. Just, other than, other things to look at that's beyond just QE, right? It could be QE plus other things, right? But it's just liquidity. Everything is liquidity. It's just cash flowing through the system. QE is money printing, causes the pumps. Same thing, the rate cuts causes the economy to be stimulated because, people can take out loans and there's more money flowing through the system. There's more people getting employed. Just more money flowing. stimulus checks, just more money flowing through the system. Government reopening and not shutting down, one of the biggest spender imaginable is the U.S. government, and they have a huge payroll paying lots of people. Just paying the employees to work, that's pumping the market full of liquidity. It's just liquidity, right? And unfortunately, we had the shutdown, so we created an extremely red November because of it. What we got? Do you think the memes have an end of year run left in them, or are they dead? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the memes. I obviously in any rally, memes are going to pump, but they might not make it to their previous all-time highs. Yeah, I mean, I think that memes will run in the true alt season, and that won't happen until the cycle top, and that won't happen until the cycle top that I'm talking about in 2027. So if you're expecting 1,000x or a 10,000x on a particular meme, you're not going to get it anytime soon. But you should try to buy into them now, because we're like probably at the best bottom we're going to get from here on out. So just got to choose them wisely, because you got to know about the team, because memes are memes. And if they don't have any utility behind them, like maybe like Toshi has like a launch pad and so on and so on, that's a little bit different, right? Toshi's not going to just disappear. But with other memes, they're just producing content. They don't do anything else. You just got to be careful, because they could actually give up, and not because they want to, just because they haven't made any money. They're running out of funds. The market cap is so low, and then it's like, then it's like they just close the project down. So you have to be careful with what what do you invest in. But yeah, I think, memes go pump. Just swing trade. Choose your projects wisely. Swing trade at the bottom. Try to keep building your bags, right? Can multiply. It goes up, sell. Goes back down, buy back in. Double, triple, quadruple, or even 10x the amount of tokens you have in your bags by swing trading. And then when you get 2 years out, imagine the amount of swing trades you could do in that time. The amount of time, it's crazy. So, yeah, it's for those of us who are in the game and know what's up. Yeah, we're probably going to be making it big time. Yeah, that I don't know about that, man. From where is a bear market? This is technically correct. We're in a bear market. A bear market is a 20% drop from previous all-time high. We're totally in a bear market, right? But are we in a crypto winter? like the 4-year cycle winter? No way, man. It's like the cycle, we haven't reached our top. If the cycle is 2.5 years like it was in 2011 and 2013, that's a cycle, right? That you reach the top when Bitcoin explodes dramatically in price, right? And if it happens in if it happens in 2.5 years, 4 years, or 7 years, or whatever, or 6 years, it just doesn't matter. It's a cycle is a cycle. There's no way around it. I mean, if you look at the ISM, right? This is the ISM. You can see it right here. These are the cycles. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. We haven't gone up yet. Now this is the ISM manufacturing PMI index, right? So yeah, this is the 2011 Bitcoin top. This is the 2013. This is the 2017. This is the 2021. The 2027 isn't here yet. Now it's going to be bigger than this, and it's going to go all the way up here, right? So it's a cycle. It's a cycle. We haven't completed our cycle yet. We just haven't completed it. What else we got? Yeah, this is what I was just talking about. Yeah, buy at the bottom. So new traders, fear and greed. Yeah, they're dead, right? And then so for veteran traders, extreme fear, and you cross it out, it's extreme opportunity. So yeah, buy in now. Try to choose a project that is going to be around for the next 2 years, and swing trade the hell out of it, right? Just swing trade it. If you're not in my community, you should consider joining, because we have software for swing trading. We make it really easy to swing trade. I don't know how I do it. I got so many tokens that I keep trading, and it's so easy to keep track of all of them, man. It's so easy to keep track of all of them. And it's like, it goes up, and then, I sell, and it goes back down, and then I see how much, like, oh, the current price is currently like 50% below my sell price, which is all the way up there, so now I can buy back in. Oh man, it was crazy when I was doing that with a spreadsheet. And now I can just do it with so many tokens. It's unreal, right? Click that link in the description below, you guys. I was like, I have this lifetime membership that I keep saying I was going to raise, but I keep it lower than the yearly. I think I'm going to do it. This is like my Black Friday special. If you guys want to get it, just, I'm going to keep that low for a little bit while longer. Click the website, check it out. If you want to check it out. I have this right here. These are some of the winnings. I just added in disco. There's so many I haven't added in, right? So we have different highly advanced bots that find tokens. They find them extremely early, right? This is a beauty. MYX is up 550x on MYX in September. It was found by the Insider Alert. Disco, we had just added disco. Disco, sometimes I just, so many of them, I forget of them. So imagine you're playing disco. And this is how the chart looks, right? This is really crazy. So we got in like we were stacking back here. And then we did all this with a 38x, man. It's like yeah, I did all of them, like, just crazy. I can't believe this thing like with MYX. And it goes up so fast, right? It's just nuts. Oh, the all time with MYX. It's just nuts, right? Just like, hey, what happened? What happened, man? Yeah, it's like same thing with de-aging AI, like a matter of days. It's just like out of the blue, you're like, holy crap. So look at that. Look at that. That's a 550x. We got in all the way back here. Yeah. Yeah, the best group ever. Not only because of the plays that we got, but all the tech. We got tons of tech, things that other communities don't have, and I still have $1,000 bounty out there for anybody who can present me a group that's better than mine. Yeah, man. Any group that has these type of earnings, these type of winnings. I mean, look at all this, man. Look at all this. We got Fartcoin, Nero, Dasha, Peanut, Moodang, Shogoth token, yeah, 48x. Look at that. Yeah, Act 1, the AI prophecy. That was last year. And then this year, we've been crushing it. Right. This is de-aging AI, 130x, MYX, 550x, tutorial and BNB, 94x, Disco, 38x, Yeah, this is called my movie because of my connection to the dev. That's broke. We got in at the first 15-minute candle with broke. Giggle Fun 30x. Pythia is the 20th. This was back in May. Some of these were in May and June, and then others were September, October. So whenever I get a good green month, man, we are flying. Man, we are flying. Absolutely flying. Yeah, so what else we got? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for now. I'll leave you with this. And I got a course. I got a getting started course in my WAP. If anybody is new and get a newbie and want to learn, you know, sign up. You know, you can contact me. I still have it open. You can still DM me. I don't restrict people from DMing me. At least not yet anyway. I do portfolio reviews. You can just, we have a portfolio review channel for anybody who wants to discuss their portfolio with anybody else in the community and so on. And yeah, I love this guy. Yeah. That means like if you, $79 a month. All you had to do was put $100 on MYX when I called it. And you would ended up with 50,000. You know, that's what I'm talking about. And the other perk of my community is that we're going to be chilling on one of these yachts one day. Just like this guy right here, who works on a yacht, has tons of girls all over the place, but you know, he's sitting there working, has his laptop open. He talks about how he just works all the time, but he's doing it on a yacht. I don't know what he's doing these days, but yeah, yeah, I don't follow him too closely, but yeah, that's funny though. But we're gonna be chilling on one of these things one day, man. So click that link in the description below. Make sure you click that like button. We need more likes here. Definitely need more likes, right? And I'm gonna catch you guys later. Code Monkey, Code Monkey.